So let's think about how we can move you forward quickly on your property journey. Now, I want you to remember this. Houses are like cash machines. The idea is, at the end of each month, you get profit after paying the mortgage, the insurance, the maintenance, the management. There's money left over for you. And not all cash machines are the same. Some give you a small amount of money, some give you lots of money. We want to get the cash machines, ideally make it £1,000 plus. My belief in this current market where we are, prices are coming down, we're going into recession, I believe the two best strategies for cash flow are probably houses of multiple occupation, HMOs, and also serviced accommodation or short-term rentals. I believe those are the two highest cash flow businesses. I think they're both pretty recession-proof. For short-term serviced accommodation, obviously, you have all sorts of different types of clients. You've got contractors, you've got families, groups, friends, holidaymakers, etc. In the UK, I think we're going to see less people going on overseas holidays. Middle-class families who might typically go on 2 or 3 international holidays a year might need to do maybe 1 or 2. And I think you're doing a lot more holidays here in the UK. So I think staycations, as they call them, are definitely set. I think 2021, when the lockdowns finished, was massive. 22 was again, and also 23. So for the next few years, I think this holidaying here. Anyone who's tried to stay at a hotel or book international flights will tell you how expensive they are at the moment. And with Ukraine still going on, fuel prices being high, etc., I think that's going to continue for a while. So I really do think short-term rentals are very good. Again, you've got to get the right location, obviously. The downside with those is the income does fluctuate. They are very seasonal. And that's why I like HMOs, which can be a far more stable, regular cash flow. That's just my personal opinion. You need to treat your property investing like a business. And SA, short-term rentals, definitely is like a business. But please, please, listen carefully. You don't want to be doing everything yourself. You want to start building teams, get people in. They could be part-time people helping out. They could be virtual assistants, etc. But you want to make stage invasion. That's Leo, by the way. I'm sure Ray won't be far behind either. But I hope you didn't say. I just had one of my little puppies run across the stage because my wife's here. So anyway, where was I?
And the winner of Crops.
Yes. Come here, Ray. Come here. Come here. Oh no, shy. Okay. Oh no. There you go. Anyway, also, it doesn't really matter, does it? I know, I don't care. But so you got to treat it like a business, obviously, but get people to help you. Please, please. I was speaking to some people in the summer who had they had their own home that they moved out of in the summer, and they were doing a short-term rental, making really good money, and they had a couple of neighbours' properties who'd gone off to Europe for a couple of months, and they were using their properties, making really good money, but they were doing the cleaning, they were changing it, and they were just knackered, and there was no way they could scale that business. So please, please think about that cost versus value. Employ people to help you in your business. You should not be doing anything. And for you to move forward from the learnings from this event, especially those who are on Mastermind, I really want you to think about the tasks that you are doing to make sure you are doing the highest value tasks that are going to move you forward the best. If you're focusing on lesser goals, you're going to miss the big goals. Does that make sense? Remember what Ben... And by the way, if you haven't watched that video yet that we sent out before Sil, the doctor... Who's watched that video, Dr. Benjamin Hardy? Yeah? That's not everyone. Go and watch that video, and I recommend you even watch it again. There's such valuable content there about thinking about your future self and what you want to do. A good question to ask yourself is, this job, is this something my future self would be doing? Because if you want to be your future self, you want to live the future self now. So really, please value your time. Put systems in place to make sure you get these great cash machines. And the idea is, you've got to work at the beginning, you've got to set these things up, but once you've set it up, then you just make money for it. So work once and get paid. That's the concept we want to do. Now, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about how much do you need to replace your income? And we set some goals on day one, and sometimes people say, how much do you want to get from property? But what you want, you might say, I want 10,000 a month, but you might only be earning only 4,000. And I think a great goal to have initially is to replace your income. Now, you might love what you do, which is great, but wouldn't it be great to be able to replace your income so you've got a safety net just in case you can't work? So I would encourage you to have two goals. One, your dream goal, but then just how much do I need to actually get out of what I'm doing? Or have that safety net in place. Because if you have this big goal, I want 10,000 a month, which is very possible to do, not easy, but very possible. The challenge is, if you've never earned 10,000 a month, in the back of your head, you might not believe you could ever do it. Whereas if you set a goal, I'm just going to replace what I'm earning 4,000 a month, for example, well, you know you can earn 4,000 because you're already doing it. Doing something else, of course, but you're just swapping the way you make the money. And as I shared on, I think it was Adrian on the coaching, you want to work out where are you, find this diagram again, where do you want to get to, what's your starting point and what's the gap? And that's what you want to aim for, that gap. And then break it down to a number of properties. In reality, most people, they only need 3 to 5 good properties making £1,000 a month is enough for you to replace your income. I want you to think about that. 3 to 5 properties. Now, I know some of you are maybe earning more, but the average person, 3 to 5 properties is all you need. And actually, I believe that many properties you could get in a year or certainly 2 years. So within a couple of years from this event, if you go out and take action, you could completely replace your income. Who's excited by that? But it is down to you. It's down to you to go and do it now. Now, initially, when doing things like HMOs, you might be managing yourself, and actually, as long as you've got some good systems in place, it doesn't take a lot of time to manage, but you don't want to have too many you're managing because then you'll spend more time managing than buying. So what you might want to think about is, okay, the first few I'm going to do and I'm going to manage myself, that's assuming you're in the same location as them. But if you are remote, you need to factor in someone else managing for you straight away. But if it's in your area, you might say, well, I need 3 to replace my income. Then how many extra do you need to replace your time? What I mean is, if you're going to give get someone else to manage before you, how many extra do you need so that you don't have to do anything? I spend about an hour a week on my properties. That's speaking to my property managers and my bookkeeper, and that's it. An hour a week, and I do it via Zoom from anywhere in the world. So, who would like to get to that level with their property? Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a quick question? You know, I said earlier, what would you do with your time if you won the European rollover lottery yesterday and all about now actually, that money's going to be in your account? About 104 million? Do you remember that? Let me ask you a question. I want you to think about what you said you do and how you spend your time. And let me ask a question. On that list, did anyone have, I'm going to be painting my property? No, I'm just checking. Did anyone have that on their diary? No, okay. Did anyone have, oh, there is, what's this?
James.
Okay.
Yeah, James did.
Well, yes. We've spoken about that, James, haven't we already? Yes. I gave James a bit of a beating up on WhatsApp for, and the other day actually, for spending time. Having said that, he, to be fair to him, he had a property. Didn't you have some guests lined up or something? Yes, so he actually had a slightly tight deadline to get this property ready. So he rolled up his sleeves and jumped in and got it done. So commended for that, yeah. But as I said yesterday, don't do it again, okay? So apart from James, no other nutter would be wanting to paint your house, right? Check your list. Did you put, I'm going to be managing my properties? No. Did anyone put a no? Okay. Did you put, I'm going to be fixing the maintenance, I'm going to be fixing the odd jobs in the house? Any of you put that down? No? Oh. How come some investors do this kind of rubbish then? Because doing that stuff is going to hold you back from getting the goal you want to get to. Does that make sense? So when you're doing stuff in your property journal, I want you to think, is this stuff I would be doing if I didn't have to work? And if it isn't on the list, probably shouldn't be doing it. If you said, oh, I love renovating houses and bringing them back to their former glory, and that's what you'd do if you had all the money and time in the world, well, great, that's what you can do. But don't do it because you're trying to save money. Everyone get that point? Stop being tight. Recognize you need to invest in your business, you need to invest in yourself, get other people to help you, invest in other people, invest in team, invest in systems and processes. Great little acronym I heard for systems, by the way. Write this down. We can get the flip chart, guys. Would you like to know what system stands for?
Yep.
Save yourself time and something else.
You've been listening, Juhi. Save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. You might want to write that down. Save yourself stress, time, energy, and money by having systems in place. And the way you can do that is if you notice you're doing something, particularly if you're doing something on a repetitive basis, just acknowledge what you're doing with your time. Okay, how can I put a system in place so I can get someone else to do this? You can't just get someone else to take over without telling them what you need to do. But when you put systems in place, you can start freeing up your time. Really important. I mentioned this earlier, same for Bob Proctor. If you want to help the poor, make sure you are not one of them. How many of you went on your list of things you'd like to, if you had all the money in the world, how many of you were putting things down there like you like to do more charity work, like to help the community, like to give back? Anyone had some things on there? Yeah, okay, most people. You can only do that once you're financially secure. So if you really, really want to help other people, and that's what drives you, make sure you have the oxygen mask, metaphorically speaking, fixed first. Hey, it's Simon here again. I do hope you enjoyed that last video. You know what? Watching videos is a great way to build your knowledge. However, there's nothing like attending a live event because you get to connect with a whole load of other people. You get the very latest knowledge distilled into actionable steps for you, and you get to connect and interact with me. We have a big 3-day event coming up, and I'd love to tell you more about it. So if you click on the link below, you can find out about our next 3 big day event. I look forward to seeing you there. So click on the link below. In the meantime, I've lined up another video for you to watch as well.